Lucky Lefty podcast. Already titled the show for today, but I might have to retitle it and call it "We Be Capping." We be capping. I'm Shaun Davis, SD2 mics. That dude right there, the original Lucky Lefty himself. Brought to you by Onora Whisky, OnoraWhisky.com. It's that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhisky.com. And if you drink, you got to make sure that you drink
responsibly.
We're going to hear from the coordinators today, Al Golden, Tommy Rees. We're going to hear from Tobias Merriweather today. We're going to ask the question of the day: which players need to step up in the second half of the season for Notre Dame? Which players need to step up in the second half of the season for Notre Dame to be successful? Give us 3. We can rock with that. The way they've been playing, they might need a lot more. But we'll take 3 today. Lef, how you feeling today, man?
Man, feeling pretty inspired. Notre Dame has a good game coming up. Nice, easy win we should have. And it's another day full of drama in the Notre Dame world.
Where have we heard that before? It should be an easy win, and we go scoreless in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till you dig into these UNLV defensive stats.
Oh, my goodness. They get worse every week.
Oh, man. Oh, you watched the film on UNLV for the last 2 weeks. It's like, are you kidding me? If this game, Notre Dame is a 24-point home favorite, bro. I don't know if we'll score 24.
No, we'll score a lot this week. Because, I mean, come on. We can't be that pathetic offensively. This is another team where it's just pitch and catch. They're going to give us to whatever we want. We just can't get spoiled and not do what we're supposed to do.
No. Who should we start with, man? You want good news or bad news?
We can start with the bad. It's always good to end on the good.
Okay. Well, heck, we can consider both of these bad, but I'll go ahead and start with offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, who met with the media yesterday. And then talking with the media, I thought the media was very forthcoming, asking some really good questions. I did. I enjoyed the full session. And, Tommy Rees was asked about his quarterback and what it takes to make plays. Left, as soon as this is done, you can go right in because this is some interesting stuff. Here's Tommy Rees.
Player, we try to take emotion out of the play. We look at it in terms of to physically execute a play. One, mentally, you have to understand what we're doing and get your eyes into the right spot. And then there's going to be some sort of technique or fundamental base that's been instilled in you or been worked at or something that you've been working on to make those things happen. So when those errors occur and we try to avoid them as often as possible, we go back to saying, okay, well, is there something technically or fundamentally that is not allowing us to execute it? Or is it a mental lapse where our eyes aren't in the right spot? So again, we look at it very systematically that way. Again, I got to keep making sure that Drew is prepared in both of those. It starts with me. And I want to make sure that every opportunity he has to make a play, that I do everything in my power to allow him to go make that play.
It's like the fat doctor trying to tell you how to be healthy, It's just not good enough because it can't be that technical to where you putting up 14 points. Because then I don't believe in what you're saying. Because if what you're saying is so detailed and so drawn out and thought out and planned out to where you can have the ultimate success, and then you go out there and score 14 points, then it's something about the system that's got to change. Maybe it's too technical. Maybe it's too systematic. If you're trying to give Drew ample amount of opportunities to make plays, you got to put the right people in. Tobias Merriweather got to be in more than 2 times in the game, especially if you're drawing up touchdowns. He should be in the middle of the game, the beginning, the end, halftime. So should a lot of our players. But if you're saying you're giving Drew the most success in each play, that's the reason what we talked about yesterday. When you get up there, you got momentum, then you get up there and start looking at the sideline. Take another 30 minutes to get the play ran. A lot of that is being too technical. We don't have the talent to do that 8-9 play drives every game. But we do have the talent to run by somebody. We do have the talent to do a heavy play action. Do have the talent to run it right, left, and middle. So I think that, yeah, if we had the time to really dive into learning all of this, like the NFL, then yeah. But you are doing all of this. We need to wait and build. Tobias Merriweather is going to be a senior by the time he learned it for real. The way you detailing it. And the way college football is, ain't nobody waiting until they're a senior to learn the whole system to score 14 points. Because then it's going to be like, what am I learning this for? I'm learning this to play 2 plays. I'm learning this to score 14 points against a team that's 1-4. What are we talking about? If it was a 56-point team, if we was Kansas City, yeah, okay, I got to really learn this because I can score a lot of points. But you putting up 14? I'm not hearing that. Man, put me in the game, man. Forget all that. Put me in the game. I want to go route. And it ties back to what we talked about yesterday. It sows seeds of dissension in the locker room. You going out there scoring 14 points, you got to hear this man come in offensive meetings talk about, we got to learn this. We got to look at put our eyes here and do our technique here. And this. No, I'm looking at the film being like, he can't guard me. I'm running past him and we underthrowing it. What are we talking about? So, no, Tommy. You don't have enough time with the guys and how college football moves to be taking 2-3 years off guys' career to learn how to run an in and out route to get 5 yards. I guarantee you, Tennessee's offensive coordinator isn't talking like that. He ain't talking like that. He like, man, we're gonna spread them out. What you run, a fofo? Oh yeah, we recruited that. Let's run you on a post route. Hendon Hooker, you're gonna sit in that thing and let it rip. Let it go. We got to put more investment into trusting the players than we do on our own schemes because the schemes is producing 14 less than average points. And we can't have that.
Let me just take a quote that a lot of people posted on social media yesterday. It's a quote from Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick said, coaches who out-scheme their own players are not great or even good coaches. Your system should reflect your players and their skill sets. Let me tell you something. I played basketball, didn't play football. You know what our offense was? I was a point guard. Defend, rebound. When you get the ball, run.
Run.
If we can't get an open shot or a layup, pull it out, and then we'll go to this set. We had one set with 5 plays off that one set. That was it.
Called motion.
That was it.
Right?
That was it. Basketball was simple. Real simple. That's it. We had more out of bounds plays than we had actual plays that we ran.
Actual plays.
The offense was defend, create turnovers, get on the break, rebound, get on the break, share the ball. That was offense. You know why? Because we were small. We were small. Well, we're not trying to set up. Run them into the ground. And we get to the 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, we're going to keep running it. That's all we do. That's all we do. You watched Golden State play last night. You know what that offense is? Screen for Clay, screen for Steph, pick and roll. That's all we're running.
That's all they're running.
That's all we're running. Share the ball.
Share the ball. That's all you need. That's all you need. But you know, it's common sense ain't common, and we can make a lot of things harder than it needs to be. And I told you, the ego of Tommy Rees as a player only translated to as a coach. He was stubborn as a player. He wanted it a specific way. You know, he has some success with it, but that's not a cookie cutter process that you translate into coaching. You can't make these kids you, and you can't run the same stuff you had for them. If it don't work, it don't work. Now, like we talked about too, Tyler Buckner isn't his cup of coffee in terms of how he would like to run his offense. Drew is, but Drew don't have the talent. So now you're not giving like you said, you're not giving the best chances for him to be successful because you have to surround him with the right players.
Mm-hmm.
And Tobias Merriweather has to be out there because Drew can't do it on his own. And he can't do it with Michael Mayer throwing him 5-yard routes all day either, or corner routes or whatever. So it's either one or the other. If you're going to run your system, you got to put the players in place. You can't go with the less talent and run your plays and think you're going to have success, you know, or not coach towards your system. Like, I'm never putting Jaden Thomas on a jet sweep. Never. Lorenzo Styles, maybe, but not Jaden Thomas. Then you just see him make spectacular catches down the field, not a side-to-side guy. But you so hell-bent on, okay, we're going to get him. We're going to get him on 4th and 2 with this quick jet and this and that. It's just not what you want to see, you know. So I really want to see Tommy settle into what's around him and not focused on what he want to run.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Can I read you a quote during the sit-down session from Tommy Rees? This is Tommy Rees talking about, you know, all the vitriol coming or disappointment coming from the fan base and the media. If all the blame's going to go toward me, that's a good thing because it's not falling on our guys. So now you're protecting the players? Nobody's been gunning for the players. We're aiming at Tom. Everybody has been aiming directly at Tommy Rees. Like, what are you talking about? You're the bullet. You're the bullet. Now you're the bulletproof vest for the players. Look, man.
He think he the martyr taken up in front of the shield for the players. No. You're the target of what we're talking about, not the player. You're the target. That's funny. But, you know, I think he really sees it as, you know, he'd rather it be on him than on Drew or on the guys. And he's trying to, you know, stick up for, but at the same time, it's like backhand taking accountability. Like you're taking accountability, but it's like on the behalf of somebody else.
Right.
You know, take accountability for you and say, okay, it's me, and don't try to be like, yeah, they'll get it together. I got them, but just put it on me for now. No. It's on you, and don't try to throw it off on them. No. Heat is on you for a reason.
For a reason.
Don't try to say, yeah, they just not doing what I'm asking them to do. No. You have a culpability in this as well. So it's just more of I think it's just the arrogance of, oh no, it's on me, but I got those guys. You know, don't blame them, blame me. No, we are blaming you.
I don't think he realizes it.
He don't realize it though.
I think he's like, they don't know what they're talking about. So I mean, if they're gonna come at somebody, come at me.
Yeah. Like
the
you
saw only know what they're seeing. Forget what they're talking about. Notre Dame fans know what they see.
Yeah, we know what we're looking at.
They know what they're looking at.
That don't look right. Just the arrogance.
And if you want to stand there or sit there in front of the media and act like you're protecting your players, From who? From who? Question of the day. Number 2. Who do you blame more? The players or the coordinator? I want to know for the offensive woes.
Yeah.
Who do you blame more? The players or the coordinator? I'll be very interested. If you want to give me a percentage, give me the percentage. Bulletproof vest for the players now. That's fine.
Yeah, like you the Teflon Don for Drew Pine, but we really talking about you.
Lucky Lefty podcast, man.
Oh man.
He also talked about the support he gets from Marcus Freeman and the staff together.
Again, Coach Free's been great all year, and the one thing that I think everybody in this program feels is a sense of togetherness, and that starts at the very top, and that's credit to him and the way he's built the culture and built the expectations. And look, we all care deeply about doing what's best for the program, for our staff, for our players, for everybody in touch. And so, look, it's all of us got to do our part. I certainly got to do mine, and continue to make sure that we get our guys playing in the way they're capable of playing. It starts with us as coaches. Yeah, again, Coach Free's been great all year, and the one thing that I think everybody in this program feels is a sense of togetherness spot. And then there's going to be some sort of technique or fundamental base that's been instilled in you or been worked at or something that you've been working on to make those things happen.
So we got togetherness and fundamentals and skill sets to make plays. Let me call Cap on everything he said in the first 2 clips. This man said there's a sense of togetherness. First of all, Michael Mayer publicly said there was no togetherness. Publicly after the BYU game. But you want to come and tell us that amongst this staff and the players, there's a sense of togetherness. Cap. Big Cap. Who are you trying to fool?
I don't know. It's real interesting because it makes it seem as if he's not even in the same conversation with his players. Like, it's so, like Michael Mayer said, it's so not together that the offensive coordinator doesn't even know what his players are thinking. They saying one thing, he is oblivious to what they're saying, or at least in the media. Now, he may be trying to be a good coach and try to keep it in-house and under wraps and downplay it. But then you got to tell your players to do that too. It'd be too much honesty in Notre Dame media, starting off with Marcus Freeman. And then it's too much honesty to where when you hear the non-genuine fake stuff, it's just so apparent. It's like, oh, that's Cap, because they're just like, I already heard what they said. Now, if you following this up with something totally opposite, I know that's not true. Because they too free speak. And under Marcus Freeman, under Coach Kelly, it could be anybody could be telling the truth or telling a lie. You wouldn't know. But now it's too much honesty to where we can call the Cap easy. And like you said, what Tommy Rees said is Cap. Because if that was any close to being true, you wouldn't have the players speaking the opposite. Because the players going to be the players.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Oh, man. It gets worse, bro. It gets worse. I promise you. I wanted to put a positive spin on today's show. I really did. And then I sat there and listened to this stuff, and I said, you have to be kidding me. Tommy Rees was asked about 15, bro. Check it out.
Did a really nice job for us. Obviously, the one big play, we had another opportunity there. Look, we're going to continue to find ways to get guys in good spots, whether it's Tobias or Zoe or Braden or JT. Like, we got to find and maximize what our guys can do well and try to continue to help put them there.
Cap.
Guys did a really nice job for us. Obviously, the one big play, we had another opportunity there. Look, we're going to continue to find ways to get guys in good spots, whether it's Tobias or Zoe or Braden or JT. Like, we got to find and maximize what our guys can do well and try to continue to help put them there.
This man said he's maximizing his players, finding opportunities to maximize the players. This man had 2 plays on Saturday and was nowhere to be found at the most important part of the game when they were trying to go down the field and score in the last 2 minutes. Cap.
I don't know. It's like he is trying so hard to downplay the obvious that it just doesn't look good. It's like, the guy that's telling on himself, like everything he's not doing, he's saying, everything you're not doing, you say you're doing. I maximize my players. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm giving Drew every opportunity to make plays. No, you're not. No, you're not. We systematically trying to do this. And no, you're not. You're scoring 14 points. So it's like he's being honest about what he's not doing. He's just saying the opposite. So if he's not scoring points, he's saying we're scoring a lot of points. We're doing just fine. Like the Biden administration. Biden go up there every day and be like, the economy is going great. And we got inflation. So it's like, no, you got your capping. It's cap. Tommy Rees, don't give me your best Joe Biden impression. If the economy doing bad, say it's doing bad, and you're going to fix it. Don't be like, yeah, it's going great. No problem. We $8 gas prices, no problem. No problem. We chilling. 14
That's real talk out in Cali.
Yeah, 14 points. We're chilling. We're good, guys. Look, it's just 14 points at home against a 1-14. What? We maximizing, guys. Look, you saw Tobias out there for 2 plays. Y'all been begging for him. I gave him to you. He got a touchdown. What? We doing great whole time. So it's definitely frustrating to see the he not being honest about it. And even if he was honest about it, it's just you just got to give us results. Like you said, like we said yesterday, at the end of the day, at this level of program, winning is what's going to keep it together. Not the Will Smith speeches, not the good coach pressers, not all the extracurricular media that we do, not no highlights. Wins are going to keep it together. And when wins don't happen at a pressure cooker at Notre Dame, you'll start seeing everything out the woodworks. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody thinks we should do this and that. Nobody trusts nobody. We all asking why we not playing this, that, and the third. So winning is going to help calm that down. But if that gets out of control, it's just going to be hard to get it back.
Lucky Lefty Podcast brought to you by Onora Whisky, OnoraWhisky.com, that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhisky.com. When you drink, make sure you drink responsibly. And if you don't want to take our word for it, wait till you hear what 15 had to say that throws even more shade on what Tommy Rees told the media. We'll be right back. Onora boys back in the building here talking about Tommy Rees' press conference. He spoke about Tobias Merriweather right before we went to that quick break and talked about getting him opportunities and finding the right spots. 15 spoke to the media yesterday. It's amazing now that 15 is being used to market the game. 15 is being used to talk to the media. It's amazing now. Yeah. He caught his first touchdown. Now it's like, oh, he's a star. Let's use it. Let's market them. Really? We should have been doing this.
Now 15 jerseys want to be in the bookstore.
Exactly.
That's real convenient.
And absolutely. Crazy. Tobias Merriweather talking about what he saw on his touchdown.
I blanked. Like, once I got the call from the sideline, I was like I'm looking at defense. I'm like, they're in 0 right now. Like, I'm about to score. And then I think my train just took over, ran the route, I was taught, did all the little things right, made a big play. To be honest, I kind of blanked. Like, once I got the call from the sideline, I was like looking at defense. I'm like, they're in 0 right now. Like, I'm about to score. And then I think my train just took over, ran the route, I was taught, did all the little things right, made a big play.
Did you know that Tobias Merriweather roomed with Drew Pine in fall camp, bro? Did you know that?
I didn't know that. It's crazy that he had to throw it in there. I had to do all the little things right.
You heard that, right?
Training
you heard that.
over. You can
Ran
trust
it
me.
out the way I was trained. Like he didn't know how to run a post route.
He said, I looked up, they were in 0, meaning there was nobody behind the dude in front of me. How much training you got to say you needed? Just run.
This is my question, Left.
He should have said, I looked up and said, finally, now let me run this damn route.
As an offensive coordinator, if we can watch Tennessee dictate to Alabama all game, why can't Tommy Rees dictate coverages to defenses?
Because Tommy think he don't got the players to do it. Tennessee got the players to dictate where they like Alabama, like, look, we got to cover this post. We're like, man, we hope, Stanford get greedy and blitz us, and then we'll throw the post. You trying to take too much of what the defense is getting you instead of being a threat. I always tell my quarterback in high school, it's like, be a threat. We got the run pass option. I'm like, it's run pass, meaning you can run it too. Don't just hand it off and then or throw it. Just you can be a threat. Be a threat. So as an offense, we have to be a threat. We have to use guys and say, we got Brady Lindsey that got release packages. We got Tobias Merriweather that's running by you. So we're going to call some go routes. And damn it, you better get back. You better get back. Oh, we're going to throw them. We're not going to wait for you to get in the 3rd and 3 where you think we're going to run and you give us a run look and then we throw a big play pass. No. It's 3rd and 3 or at 1st and 10, we're throwing go routes. We don't care if it's cover 2, cover 3, 0, 4, 6, man, we're throwing a go route to let you know that we're the captain now. We ain't letting you be the captain where you like, all right, we're going to show Notre Dame pressure. So Notre Dame showing pressure, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to counter here. We're fighting like Floyd. We so defensive. If they come with the hook, we're going to duck. We're going to do this. Instead of being like, oh, he got his guard down. Let's just jab him. Let's just jab. Make him play defense. We playing so much defensive offense that is affecting not only the players, but we're looking at ourselves like, dang, are we the 4 or 5 star that was recruited here? Because damn, I feel like a 3-star walk-on trying to beat a bigger team every week. Because I got to wait for my play to come, and then I got to wait for the defense to show us this. I got to make sure my blocking comes. It's like, come on, man, it's too much waiting. We need to be dominant. We need to be a threat.
Lucky Lefty Podcast. We were told that, he needed to dig in, work, learn some things, respect the process, and gain trust from the coaching staff. That's what we were told, right?
Yeah.
Tobias Merriweather. He was asked, what have you been learning? And what have you been working on to get the opportunities you've been getting lately?
Part of the journey, like having fun with it, just being hungry, learning from the coaches, learning from the old guys like Braden, Zoe, JT, all of them, just learning everything I can, try to get on the field, just do my part.
Was that moment moving pretty fast for you? Like how fast was that moment moving when you saw that they were in 0 coverage and you knew what the play was?
I think comparatively speaking to like Cal game, like my first time getting in, like the game has slowed down a lot for me. Like I'm seeing a lot more, I'm watching a lot more film, so the game's slowed down for me, and it just feels good to be out there.
That moment when you saw it there in zero coverage and you knew, what the play was?
I think comparatively speaking to like Cal game, like my first time getting in, like the game has slowed down a lot for me. Like I'm seeing a lot more, I'm watching a lot more film, so the game's slowed down for me, and it just feels good to be out there.
Let me ask you a question. Does it sound like he struggles learning the playbook, bro? When he speaks?
No.
Does he sound like he would struggle learning the playbook or picking up technique?
He sounds pretty damn good to me.
Well, if you don't believe us, his roommate from fall camp, remember what he said about 15?
Yeah, I mean, Tobias is a speed demon. He has really good routes, big target, has great hands, and he's been working his tail off. I mean, Tobias is a speed demon. He has really good routes, big target, has great hands. I mean, Tobias is a speed demon. He has really good routes, big target, has great hands.
See, I think we're putting the pieces together real slow here.
Yeah.
We're putting the pieces together real. It sounds like something's up. We done played the clip from Tobias. He sounds like he knows what he's doing. He sounds pretty trustworthy to me if I was a quarterback there right now. We heard from the quarterback himself all the attributes he has. He had every gemstone to the infinity, every infinity stone to the glove. Okay, so the quarterback he sounds like he knows what he's doing. Even the offensive coordinator is like, yeah, he works hard. He does everything right. He's an explosive player. We trying to find. So what's the problem?
Gotta find the right look. We gotta find the right look.
What is game flow telling you? I want to know where the game flow at, because game flow telling me, telling the TV, telling the fans, like, okay, game flow says you put Tobias in there twice. We got 2 touchdown potentials. Game flow tell me that the quarterback saying he can do everything and some, but he just got to get in there more. So what is the game flow saying? Where is it stop and say, wait, we just can't trust him yet? Where is it stop? I've seen everything is like, okay, check, boom. And it's like, where? I want to see the interview or the press conference where they like, all right, well, Tobias, we keep calling this play. He keep running the wrong way. I'm waiting for that. That's what I'm waiting for, because I don't understand what else is the problem. So this is interesting.
I told you. I said, wait until the left hears this audio today. Wait until he sees this video today. Quarterback loves him. Come to find out, quarterback was his roommate in fall camp. You purposely put the quarterback with him so he can learn and get ready. Great routes, speed demon, great hands, big body. 2 snaps. And both snaps, potential touchdowns.
Potential touchdowns.
We got to get the right look, though.
You got to get the.
That's like seeing the girl you like and you waiting 2 weeks before you walk up to her and say something.
Yeah, she already got the number from every dude in the class. You waited too long.
Would you like to go to the dance with me?
He said, sure, you on the list, buddy.
Man, your boy already asked me. What? Yeah, your boy.
The whole time, your boy that said, yeah, bro, go ahead, bro. I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna wait.
Right. Your boy gassing you up. Yeah, you should talk to her. Go ahead and ask her. See what she says. Would you like to go to the dance with me? Oh, that's so sweet. But your boy already asked me.
Yeah, but your boy already got me grabbed up. You sleep. That's basically what she said. Said, you done dropped the money, man. I was waiting on you. Hit you one of them. I was waiting on you, but shit, I didn't think you liked me, man. You took too
I ain't know. I thought you had asked her and she had said no. I mean, you didn't say nothing. I mean, oh man.
It's all bad.
It's all bad. It's all bad. Lucky Lefty podcast. Let's get to some of these comments to the two questions left. Anthony O on his three players that need to step up: Foskey, Cam, and Jared Patterson. Andrew Rhodes, he gives his: Lorenzo Styles, Cam Hart, and Drew Pine. That's two for Cam Hart out the box. The other question: how do you feel about the coordinator and the players, and who deserves more blame? Give me a percentage. Anthony Solomon, coordinator, 80, players, 20. Brandon Gilbert taps in. Rees, 1%. Gilbert, cute. OC, 100%. And I got Joe Easton. OC, 90. Players 10, Jack Cone, Ian Book, Bell, Rees out the last few seasons. Pine just can't do that. And I got Bailey Brad, 50-50. Honestly, quarterback has been a big issue in losses as well as drop passes, but Tommy is or has not put the players in a good spot.
I don't know.
What you think about that left? Where are you leaning right now?
On what particularly?
The players that need to step up.
It's hard when the offense looks like how it looks. Because it's not enough carries for one guy to be noticeably the guy to step up. You know, Chris Tyree got 5, Audrey got about 7 carries, Lorenzo got about 4 or 5 targets. So it's like collectively you would say everybody, because that's how he's been running the offense. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We've seen enough of Michael Mayer to be like, without Michael Mayer, we probably don't win none of them games. So I can't be like step up more unless it's like you're going to throw it to yourself. But he does need to be making these plays in the crunch time. I know you do a lot of good, but we can't get to the end and then you mess it up, you know, because then it makes all the other stuff look bad. So, yeah, Michael Mayer, you just got to play perfect if that's a criticism that you can take serious. Lorenzo Styles, I know it ain't consistent enough like flowing water, but in them 3 or 4 opportunities when you got to make them grabs, even in tough situations, it'll help if you just make those plays. As it's almost harder to ask for more from a player that's getting minimum. You know, it's one thing if I'm asking Michael Mayer for more because he's getting a lot. But if I'm asking more from a guy that's getting 3 or 4 targets a game and 2 or 3, you know, if he throws itself, and one you caught, but it was in traffic, it was a good catch, but didn't have a lot of opportunity. So there's so many things that can happen within those opportunities that you're saying, well, you just got to do better. And I think that's a lot to ask from an offense that's putting up 14 points. When you don't score that many points, it's hard to say anybody needs to do better, but the play calls need to be better. Quarterback needs to be better, but that's just the head of the beast.
Man, I'm going to say something not because I'm disappointed in this player's performance, but because I believe that if he locks in, he can be dominant for this team in the remaining 6 games or the remaining schedule of the season. Audrey, estimate you got to lock in, bro. It kind of gave you a pass on the effort that you put forth trying to get in the end zone against North Carolina when you ultimately fumbled.
Yeah.
There is no giving you a pass for that fumble on Saturday night. Huge mistake at the biggest time of the game. I think you are the most important running back in that running back room.
Yes.
For what you offer in the power running game. How you can wear the defense down and punish them and basically put games away in the fourth quarter. That's your time, big man.
Time to shine.
That's when you eat, big man.
That's your time to shine.
That's your time to shine. There's nothing that I want to see more than you in the LA Coliseum at the end of November, putting the game away against a porous UFC rush defense.
Yeah.
But you can't turn the ball over, dude.
Can't do it.
Can't. You got all those big biceps, triceps, and everything. Put that ball in between there and hold on to it, man. Hold on to the rock. Need you to step up and be that dude that we believe you can be. My next guy, Jared Patterson. Come on, man. We don't need anything special. Just stop the mental mistakes.
Yeah, it's almost like you're too old for that, man.
Yeah. Be a leader and stop the mental mistakes. That's it.
What they say, you talking? It's the parents talking to the older son.
Yeah.
Hey, be a leader for your little brother, man. You
Yeah.
out here getting in trouble, getting detention, and he watching you.
And then last but not least, the entire Notre Dame defense. Not for the reason you think, Left. Because for the most part, they've done their job, holding teams far under their season average points per game each and every week. But I'm getting tired of seeing balls on the ground and the other team coming up with it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like we had 2 fumbles on the ground the first half in Stanford territory, and we can't come up with either one.
That's unacceptable.
Right? I understand they took away J.D. Bertrand's punch out. Terrible call.
Terrible call.
It's collective. Isaiah Foskey, if you're going to be here, play, bro.
Yeah, if you're going to be here and play, man, you out there
You're going to be
playing.
here, play.
Man, you looking like a non-factor out there.
Ball out. Gabriel Rubio, Chris Smith. They got a lot of love from the defensive coordinator. And a youngster could be getting a lot more tick for the rest of the season. We'll talk about that next. We're back. Lucky Lefty Podcast. The Onora boys are in the building. Brought to you by Onora Whisky, OnoraWhisky.com. That premium American whiskey. OnoraWhisky.com. If you drink, make sure that you drink
responsibly.
And you might as well do it because it's the only way Marcus Freeman celebrates a win after the game in his personal bar in his office. Onora Whisky. We're trying to get him one at home, hopefully this weekend, Left, so he can celebrate the right way.
That's right.
UNLV, the Rebs, they come into the building. They started off pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, they started the season. They were in first place in their conference. And then the last 2 weeks, things just seem to collapse. Quarterback troubles. Running backs are pretty good. They have a big tight end that'll be formidable. But once again, offensive line that's not too good. We should dominate in the trenches on both sides of the ball and should be able to put up points against a struggling defense. It's the same old story that we've seen over the last month for opponents for the Fighting Irish. Al Golden, defensive coordinator, met with the media. And let me give another question to LL. How pleased are you with Al Golden and his defense? How pleased are you with Al Golden and his defense? Al Golden met with the media, and he talked about trying to cause turnovers and what they can do to eventually turn the tide.
You're right. So, we're more ball aware. There's no doubt about it. We're getting the ball out. Now we got to get some of those to either A, bounce our way or, make our own breaks. So there's no excuses. You can play good defense and hang in there, but you're never going to be a great defense if you don't add that element. And we really have to add that element and be a little bit more disruptive. And again, it starts with me, in terms of the play calling and getting the guys in the right position. to make some of those plays. So no doubt we've gotten our hands on some some caused fumbles now, and now we have to recover them.
Once again, you didn't create the opportunities. Now you're creating the opportunities, but you're not taking advantage of the opportunities you create by recovering the ball. It's like we just can't get to the turnover. It's just like the offense. We have to go through a process to get to execution. It's just all around frustration on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. It's frustration because you can get so in your head about it that you would get detailed and start picking on things that may or may not be the issue. And it makes it frustrating because it's like, okay, well, maybe it's this. And maybe it's not really that because it doesn't solve the issue. So you're like, okay, that's a problem, but maybe it's this or maybe it's this. So I think a lot of the confidence comes from, okay, something's going to hit, and whatever that is, we just got to run with it because that's what's going to help us catch momentum because that's all we need. We just need a couple fast breaks and get back up on the scoreboard, and we'll be just fine.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good point. Let's see what the fans think. I got Irish Mills 540. I'm very pleased with Al Golden, all things considered. Minus linebackers in the double safety blitz call. Aside from that, that defense has shown up all year and held teams to under their average. Need more of it. I got if were a spliff. Nice.
Interesting.
I elected Al if we selected Al to be more exotic with his blitz packaging. Al is mid to me. Yeah, that was one of the things he was supposed to bring. Exotic looks, exotic blitzes from the NFL. And yeah, they just can't seem to get home on those blitzes.
I mean, that's what Van Gorder brought was but all of that NFL stuff, like our guy was talking about. Was it Brian Smith, right? Or who was the linebacker from the Vikings?
Steve Bursich.
Steve Bursich. He was saying that a lot of that stuff, falling in love with the craft and knowing the level of the ankle of the tackle, if he's flat or if he's curved up a little bit or bent to the right, what's that telling? That NFL type of stuff takes a lot of time to learn because it's so detailed. And so when you're transitioning from coaching NFL guys in the Super Bowl to trying to take those concepts and techniques and hours of details that you go through as a professional and putting that to a college system where half of their times at school or in the training room or training, you getting them for about a sixth of the time that you get for the NFL. You got to find what's important and what they can catch on and stick to as quick as possible, getting ready for a season. Now, as they get 2 or 3, 4 years into the program, you'll start to see it happen a lot faster. But this is still the first year for a lot of things that are transitioning for the program. And it's a surprise that we're this slow, but it's not a surprise that we're having some struggles.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Al Golden was also asked about with the possible injury to, not the possible injury, but the injury to Jason Adamiola and the possibility of him missing the UNLV game with that rib contusion. Who needs to step up? He talked about some of the guys, and he also mentioned someone coming over the horizon, a youngster that could be ready to rev things up.
We'll start there. So we're trying to crank him up. We're trying to get him going, and there's a limited number of reps. So a lot of it is going to have to be done pre-practice, during practice, and a little bit after practice. He's going to have to get caught up. He's going to have to watch a lot of tape on his own, get in the playbook, and because that opportunity it's right around the corner. That's the way this game is, and if it's his turn, he's got to be ready to go, just like Gabe and Chris were. And I don't know where we would be if Gabe and Chris didn't work like a dog to get ready to go, and they did. And all of a sudden, they had their opportunity, and they stepped up for us. In terms of Chris and Gabe overall, it sounds like a morning radio show, but the Gabe and Chris deal is it's good. They're working hard. They're strong. They both can anchor in there. They play with great energy and passion, and they love finishing plays. So happy with both of them.
He's right. Gabriel Rubio stepped up. He saw more action against BYU. On the long touchdown run by BYU, of course, he lost that rep against that guard. But eventually, like I said, against Stanford, he stepped up. He stepped up and he started making more plays. And Chris Smith, man, he has just been manhandling guards, centers, whoever's in front of him. Like when he locks his arms, like he's just throwing guys to the side, played phenomenal. And now he said Jason Onyé, they're revving him up. They're getting him ready to go. They don't know if Jason Adamiola is going to be ready to go on Saturday. So he's the next man up. Limited reps. He has to put in the work. And if he works just as hard as those other guys did to prepare for their opportunities, he feels good about the youngster, Jason Onyé, taking the field and being able to make an impact.
Yeah, I mean, like we know we got depth in defense, and it's good to see guys popping out and getting chances. And Jason Onyé is one of those guys that's flashed throughout the season, but it's time for him to step up. We talked a little bit about that with the transfer of our other guy, but I do think it's important that Al Washington really gets to set in the foundation of the guys that he wants to build the defense off of, especially the young guys coming in like Jalen Steed. And what's important about that is that now that the standard is set for those guys that are there in that first year and what it'll be for next year for the guys coming in and the veterans that are there now, because like you said, Brandon Joseph doesn't have to leave this year, right?
Yeah, he doesn't.
So, and neither does Cam Hart. So
no.
it'll be a stacked room, but I think it'll push and drive the competition where it needs to be, especially in that linebacker and secondary room where it's on the rise right now, but it's going to get a lot more hectic in the years to come.
Yeah, I got Rob Titoff joins in to answer the question. He feels like Al Golden's defense has been like the kid that does just enough to study to get by with average grades, nothing spectacular, but just enough to keep us in games with a porous offense.
Man.
I mean, Rob, I feel you on that one. I do. One of the stars that has also come on is Nana Safa-Menza. And Nana was a beast Saturday night. He was a flat-out beast. One of the run plays, he saved a touchdown, tracking the running back down from the backside. Like, if he doesn't make that tackle, the kid is around the corner to the outside, and big play is probably going to ensue. And Al Golden talked about his growth.
See it coming. Just really getting in the groove. Playing defensive end, just studying, preparing, bringing the work to the field. He had a great look last week, so we were not surprised at all that he had the results that he did. And hopefully he can get some momentum going now, just be consistent. And, he's wonderful to work with, just an incredible young man. So really, really happy for him. And we're going to need him. We're going to need him to step up down the stretch.
Yo, kudos. I'm going to throw a shot. Kudos to Mike Elston. You say what you want to say. Mike Elston did an incredible job recruiting and developing that defensive line.
That's
right. You see kids like Jason Onyé, he recruited, getting that opportunity, being ready. Nana, getting that opportunity, being ready. Gabriel Rubio, being ready, getting that opportunity. The guys he brought in, they're being developed. He was part of that development, and now they're paying dividends. And you see the depth that Notre Dame has along that defensive line, that defensive front. Riley Mills is another guy that's been playing game busters this year.
That's right. And guys are playing a lot more free, but this is the benefit of what happens when guys buy into the program. Guys believe in what they're doing. They believe in the coaching staff. They believe that what they're going to put out there, they can play free. A lot of times, under the previous regime, you got guys that played really nervous because they knew, like, we don't know what they expect from this coaching staff. We don't know if they love, hate me, or want to see me out of here the next day. So I think the confidence that the players get from the coaching staff allows them to play more free. So defensively, you're seeing guys having improvements each game because their confidence is growing, their trust in the coaches is growing, and their knowledge in what they're doing and them buying into what they're doing is getting there as well. So the trend defensively is getting there. Offensively, we just got to catch up to speed because realistically, what we've been putting up defensively is giving us a chance to win games. I mean, we was in the Stanford game, 16 points should win us the game. The Marshall game, we should have won that game. Ohio State giving up 21 points going into the third or going into the end of the fourth is huge. All winnable games by our defense, and it's only going to get better with more experience.
Yeah. Let's get out of here, Left. Thank you for the super chat, Josh Miller. Now I'm even more mad. He's not just a speed demon, but super smart too. He speaks and sounds like the smartest kid on the team, talking about Tobias Merriweather.
I mean, we recruit good guys, man.
I mean, when you recruit kids and you try to sell to us that they struggle with the playbook, like I would believe a whole lot of things. Playbook, that's not one of those.
Because offense is that hard these days, so you can't even say playbook anymore. The offense ain't complicated these days.
No, not for most big-time programs. You're right. I like what Carl Rees said regarding Marcus Freeman being able to hire his own offensive coordinator and not judging him off a staff that he inherited from the previous regime. Well, that was really only two guys, and one of those guys left to go to another program. And people are out screaming, talking about fire Freeman, and he's gonna get time. He's gonna get time. 3 years minimum he'll have to make it happen. So
he's got to pull off a big win, though.
Yeah.
Beat Clemson, beat Ohio State next year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If he won,
how bad has Foskey hurt his draft stock? What do you think, Left?
He's definitely hurt it, but I don't think he's taken himself out of the top 2 rounds. I think he's more second round. But the draft, ain't nobody can tell how the draft go, man. So he could be the first pick, like Aiden Hutchinson. You never know.
Yeah. Megan Cuffro. Love the show, guys. What has concerned me is MF strength and recruiting, but all the 5 stars in the country won't help if you can't coach them right. Thoughts?
See, it ain't. Marcus Freeman is the shield, is what Tommy thinks he is for the offense. Tommy think he the shield for the offensive guys when it's really him. When Marcus Freeman is really the shield for the lack of the deficiencies we have on offense and the team. This team is probably more well coached than teams previously by different staffs.
Different positions.
I think the players enjoy these coaches more than players have enjoyed in the past. Not every coach, but as a collective, I think the trend of where the team is going is at a higher clip with a higher ceiling than what the plateau we've had before, which is hard to say. How many 10-win seasons did we have in those 10 years, and then the plateau, and then to have another level added to it with a new guy? I think that's underrated. So, yeah, I think it's just going to be important for them to kind of keep it in-house. You don't want to start leaking and guys are beefing amongst each other and there's mistrust in the locker room. In the first year, that just is bad optics. It's bad optics. So Marcus Freeman, as honest as he is, got to clean up some of them optics coming out, destroy the leaks in the building, and he's going to be all right.
Ronald Tug, okay, Malik having 3 different play calls on defense has to be a little tough. What do you think? And also offense would kind of be different too, because Tommy doesn't have anyone to answer to. Your thoughts? That's something else that came up yesterday. Tommy mentioned in the sit down that they have an offensive analyst position that has yet to be filled, that's been open for over a year.
Call me up, T. I'll come.
Yeah. Don't you wonder, why isn't anyone taking the job? What do they know? You don't want to go somewhere where a guy might be leaving.
That's true. See, you done put it out there.
No, I'm just saying, this is stuff that he said, brother. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say it. you know. Hey, bro, look, like I said, I didn't say it.
I didn't see it.
That's just interesting.
Just interesting.
Yeah, and you know, it's a chance. It's a chance that Carl Reed put the post out immediately after the game. Coach Carl Reed from 24/7 Sports is always with us. He said, yep, it's that time of season where parents and players start thinking about where they're going to transfer to. He put that text. He tweeted that right after the Notre Dame.
Oh, how convenient. How convenient.
Yeah. So
yeah, this is a different time in college football where you know there's an early signing period and there's an early transfer period.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody college football not used to that early transfer period now.
No.
So it's gonna be a new season in college football, which can be a distraction. You got guys threatening and holding the team hostage, and they're gonna leave by week 8, and you got your biggest game week 9. You know, it's gonna be tough.
Lucky Lefty Podcast. We appreciate everybody. It's because of you, LL Nation. We're on the climb to 3,000. And then we're going to get there. We appreciate you. Subscribe, share, most of all, smash that like button. Let everybody know. Lucky Lefty Podcast, fastest growing podcast, centered around Notre Dame football. We spin it different. Good news, Dante Vaughn stuck around. Tryout went well. Hopefully he's added to the roster, and we'll get up with him. We will have a special guest next Monday on the Players Lounge, but we're extremely, extremely happy for Dante Vaughn. I told you yesterday he was supposed to be on the Players Lounge with us on Monday. Got a call to come down and try out for the Panthers. Did that on Tuesday.
Let's go.
And I told him to hit me if he was ready for today, and he hit me back and put the thumbs up that everything was all good with his tryout. So kudos to him and every Notre Dame player out there still chasing the dream. You know what time it is.
Chasing the dream.
Petticoat. Petticoat Junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty historic? Petty Junction.
Petty Junction, pettiest stories of the day, brought to you by Onora Whisky, OnoraWhisky.com. That premium American whiskey, OnoraWhisky.com. Hey, bro, you can say what you want to say. Philadelphia 76ers fall to the Boston Celtics last night, but that cat James Harden and his handles were mad petty last night. He got Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart.
That's right.
Yeah, buddy.
You're real.
The NBA is back. You know who else is petty? Steph Curry. Mad petty.
Mad petty.
I've never seen anybody in the midst of a game shoot 3-pointers and like just turn and run the other way, bro.
Yes, it's really crazy.
It's so petty and disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. It's like I ain't giving it the time to watch it go in for y'all, man.
It might be more disrespectful than dunking on somebody.
It really is because it's such a you have to wait for it to go. He can leave. You know, you try to get the rebound. You like, man, where this man going, man? I'm trying to catch the and he know it's going in, but you don't know it's going in, but he know. And eventually he make them so many, you start turning around too, and then you get the J.R. Smith situation.
Man, let me ask you something. Because you tell me you've maybe been in this situation. Jermaine Burton, wide receiver that transferred from Georgia to Alabama. I want to put him on a petty train, but I don't know if I should. I guess he felt like he was a fan. As the Tennessee fans rushed the field, he felt like a fan took too much liberty and said some things and pushed him. So he kind of got him with the little, snuffed him a little bit. And now they're trying to press charges and possibly suspend him.
You see how they got him with Devontae? You see the bad precedent they set with Devontae?
Yeah. See, I've never been in that position. So, like, you're running off a field that's being in a fan.
Listen, but you got to think, in the midst of that, you just lose. They talking crazy to you. And, the fans rushing the field. So the fans usually don't be on the field. So, they just beat Alabama. Everybody want to beat Alabama. And then fans, feeling good. They rushing the field, and there's a bunch of them. So you think you can say a little bit more than what you usually would.
Yeah.
And, you mad at, like Devontae, you mad you lost. You could have this, that, and the third. I'm sure he felt like he could have had more impact. And a kid come by and say, hey, scoreboard or something. Hey, you shouldn't have left Georgia or something crazy, Hey, little effing mama, you know what I mean? They could have went and said something. And in the heat of the moment, you're like, what? And you're not thinking nothing of it because there's all these people out here.
Yeah.
He thought he was LeGarrette Blunt. LeGarrette Blunt thought he could and get ready. They got cameras. And ESPN done blasted the Devontae thing so much. It's like fans is probably egging it on. They probably excited. Like in a car accident, oh, my neck, my back. And then they peek. They see if you looking. Oh, my neck, my ear, my. So now you got everybody want to claim insurance. Everybody want to file. Oh, you pushed me now. My shoulder, my AC joint.
Yeah.
So it's getting out of hand. So I don't think the malice in the palace could ever happen again because it'd be too many lawsuits. So the players are just at a disadvantage right now.
And NFL owners, with all this stuff going on with Jerry Jones, Daniel Snyder, Jim Irsay, having fouls on each other, threatening each other. Man, grow up, man. Just be better people.
Billionaires are not good people. They're the pettiest people on the planet. Like, what do you think about how petty you have to be a billionaire?
Yeah, from a business standpoint, yeah.
How many people you didn't had to have conversations with to pay you, where they had to listen to you do something,
Yeah.
So these NFL owners are probably the worst criminals, not criminals, but the worst in terms of, being petty. So this is just like drama TV. Jerry Jones, a billionaire, you would think he's one of the players.
Yeah.
So, it's probably Wolf on Wall Street times 30 in the NFL.
Dude, it's crazy, man. And like you said, the one that's like being quiet, like, man, don't say anything about me. That cat Robert Kraft is like, man, y'all forget about my expression. Like, keep the camera on them. Let me go to my little tanning salon and do my thing. My massage salon.
But all those guys, they can do all that. You know why? Because they got enough money to where who gonna do something to them?
Yeah.
But it's like it's already crazy enough we convincing people to give up their stuff.
NFL owners are like, that NBA action is not coming over here.
It's not coming. No, I'm keeping mine. What you talking about? This is my shit. I don't care. Like, but that's the thing. You a billionaire. You a billionaire, and they telling you people that are not billionaires that like, hey, you hurt my feelings, so you gotta give up the whole team. Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
I don't happening, man.
I don't blame him, man. I don't blame him. Look, I ain't giving up. I don't like giving up my stuff. I ain't no billionaire.
Dude, the least amount of dirt on an owner might be Virginia McCaskey, bro. She's just an old sweet lady. Like, she might have some, she might feel a certain way. She comes from the old school.
See, they can't.
Some of her social commentary might not be up to snuff in 2022, but other than that,
they can't be too old. You're gonna get the Houston owner. Talking about it's the jailhouse or something, you know. So look, when you a billionaire, it ain't no containment. That's why Kanye on his Kanye. He like, what you gonna do to me? I got $10 billion.
Right.
What?
That's the issue though, man. Daniel Snyder knows darn well that he's been buck wild. Buck wild. He knows it.
Man,
He's been buck wild.
Matter. He got enough money where it does not matter.
Right.
Because I mean, it's just the way the game go.
Hey man, Lucky Lefty podcast. We hope you have a great Wednesday. Make sure you spend it different today. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll try to dig into UNLV tomorrow. It ain't much.
It ain't much to dig into. I'd rather talk about the NFL drama, man.
It ain't much. We'll try to dig into it. We'll have Malik's 3 keys to the game. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. That's
Run the ball till we up about 30, 40, and then you can do all the cute stuff, Michael Mayer screens and dives and trick plays you want.
Yeah, that's the preview of Malik's 3 keys right there. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Lucky Lefty podcast, man. Spin it different.